what I said. She didn't take it well. She came to our house crying and saying it was a misunderstanding and she didn't mean it and that we were taking it the wrong way. My husband asked, "What did you mean by it then?" She just got hysterical and started crying and saying she always wanted daughters, that my husband was the only child due to her not being able to have any more after him, and that the girls are more like her daughters than granddaughters. And she wasn't thinking properly when she said that to her 6-year-old. She got so worked up that my husband had to take her home. When he got back, he said he didn't know she felt like that and asked, did I still want to cut her off? I said yes.
You know, honestly, even more
He said,
now.
okay, and didn't argue. But it's been a week now, and he is still very quiet and hasn't said much about what has happened. And now I'm starting to feel guilty and wondering if I did take it the wrong way, and am I being the asshole?
How do you take that the wrong way?
I hope your mom dies so you can come live with me.
That's so messed up.
To a 6-year-old.
Messed up. When everybody's already frantic, it's so scary for them to hear that their mom was in a car accident in the hospital.
A
And you're gonna
6-year-old.
throw that in there? What is wrong with you?
Dude.
What is wrong with you? That is insane.
Well, what about him?
About him, like how he's.
Wouldn't that be an instant cutoff, even if it was your own parent?
I don't know why he's like really perplexed by it. And
Well,
even,
there's the shock, right? So, like, anyone can have the shock of it and sit and be like, okay, what the fuck just happened?
we would all like look at our parents and be like, I didn't know my mom would ever do something like that. Like if your mom, my mom, any of our moms ever said that, we'd be like, she said what? No way.
We're
Like,
not-
you'd kind of go into shock a little bit.
But not even denial shock. I'm saying just shock at the whole situation you're in overall.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah. A
now
lot.
my partner and my kids, obviously, they want no. Well, the kids are included in her wish for no contact.
Yeah, because
That's
it's unhealthy for
correct.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally
Um,
justified.
If she's gonna say stuff like that.
But I'm just like, if I'm him, aren't you also just kind of like, if it's not absolute no contact, it's extremely fucking low and no trust contact. Like, there's, what could you trust?
For only him.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's what, like, how could you ever trust someone that wished that type of ill will towards you?
I know.
That's almost borderline, like, not that much worse than wishing you were dead yourself.
Dude, I would be really concerned going over to her house, eating her food.
Yeah, literally.
I think I'm confused by like his reaction when she like came over crying and was hysterical. Like, to me, I'm not shocked by that reaction because that was her like
Yeah.
trying to get her way and like demonstrate like a last stand. But I think he like felt bad when his mom was like, "Well, I wanted girls and like I couldn't have any more girls because of whatever reasons." And like, yeah, that's
You
really
fucked that
sad.
up.
That's really sad. But like to then say like, I think of my granddaughters as my children and then I wish their mom would die. That's scary.
It's terrifying.
You're not safe to be alone with them anymore. Are you gonna try to kidnap them?
And even just that comment alone would piss me off. They're more my daughters than they are my granddaughters. No, actually,
No, they're not.
They're my daughters, and they're your granddaughters.
Let's
End of story.
Let's get it straight.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
It really
yeah.
doesn't matter what she wanted or what she wished for. All of those rights to even say anything went out the door.
It's so creepy. And to your point, how do you even trust her after that?
No.
It's like in such a vulnerable, scary moment for everybody, she's gonna make a comment like that. And I'm trying to think if there's any way where it could be like, no, I didn't mean it like that. And I'm trying to think of any good way that she could have meant it, and I can't come up with
No,
one.
there's zero.
Because even if the children were like, I'm scared, I don't want my mommy to die, and she would be like, well, if it happens, then you guys can come live with me, and I'll make you cookies every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
We all
even,
know you don't do that, though.
but I'm saying even if grandma said something
Try to draw
like
a
that,
person.
that is still messed up. You should be saying to the children, it's gonna be okay. To calm down, we'll see her soon. That's how you should be comforting them. You are a liability, you're concerning, you're scary, and I would absolutely want no contact as well.
Absolutely. Did you guys see that video that's going around of some like guy street interviewing someone and they were like, tell us something that like no one knows about you or tell us something your parents don't know, blah 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 blah. This person goes on to share that they put rat poison in condiment bottles at restaurants.
God.
are some sick, deranged fucking people out there.
That's messed up.
So if you ever go to eat and you're uncomfortable using the shared bottles, ask for like packets. Every restaurant has them because they do takeout orders.
Holy
You know what I
shit.
thought though? I think this every time
No,
go
not
to the
really.
hotel room. When there's those communal bottles,
I'm not
and they
taking
just
kids.
unscrew the cap and refill. I always think, what if someone put Nair in here?
Oh my god.
What if this is the hotel that I use their shampoo and it has Nair in it and my hair falls out?
Wow.
I think about that every time. I'm gonna like start traveling with my own shampoo and stuff.
You are okay. I just became like 20% more of just a paranoid person.
And that's what happens in my head every day. Paranoia, scared. I catastrophize a lot.
Okay, I just need a second. But like with this story, just the complete lack of care for someone who is important enough to your partner to be their partner. Wait,
It's sick. She wants to replace
it's like
her.
literally you just like, yeah, it's cool if she dies. There's zero care. There's zero.
Wow.
I have more care for someone who's wronged me in life than she does for someone that's the wife of her son.
Well, what's sad too is she was like, I thought we were close. Like,
To who?
she thought her and her mother-in-law had a great relationship and she thought they were close.
That freaks me out.
It's like you can't trust someone who apparently loves you.
Yeah.
See, this is getting back to like that Austin Land shit where I was gonna say this at one of the live
I'm
shows, but maybe
confused by your reference of Austin. It's when they go into
they just mind fuck you to where you can't believe or trust
it's
anything.
the medieval times, right? Or like not medieval. It's the book based off of whatever. Okay. Yeah, I watched that with Brian. He loved it. I was not that into it. I thought it was gonna be way Morgan. I agree with you.
It's like it's supposed to be a rom-com.
It's cute. It's way more cute than it is like mind fucking.
Justin
It's
has
creepy to think that's a rom-com.
well, and like what Justin looks at Austin Land and it's like that's a terror story. Like they go to this like themed land and they can't tell who loves you and it's like mind games.
They sign up for it. They know that they're all actors.
They literally pay for it.
Yeah.
I just think manipulation to the point of like where you just question everything about your life is just such a fear of mine. And
She
it's
should have known better though.
Austin Land, right? Yeah. No, this is Justin's like biggest fear in reality. Just like
I mean, at the end of the day, the safest thing you can ever do is just only trust yourself.
I was gonna finish your sentence as a joke, thinking that's not what you were gonna say. I thought I was gonna finish
What's
your
the
sentence
risk?
saying is trust no one. But
Someone fools you, oh well,
What about
that's
me?
fine. Because I don't trust.
what about me?
That's why relationships are scary because you're vulnerable.
What about Lauren? You're not in a relationship.
That's why
with her?
friendships are scary because you're vulnerable.
it's a very nice.
Anyone can just like fuck you up in a second.
It was a very sweet way of him saying yes, you guys included.
Trust yourself.
Okay, the top comment on this post. She traumatized your child. It was horrifying. It was horrifying.
Chloroform.
It was horrifying for your daughter to hear that. Bad enough her mom was in the hospital after a car accident. As a young child, she likely had a whole lot of frightening scenarios going through her head, unable to properly process that. Your daughter needed assurance and positivity, not what that disgusting Harridan said. Mother-in-law did mean it. You don't blurt something like that out of a misunderstanding or as a joke. That whole hysterical outburst she put on in front of you, that was bullshit. Manipulative bullshit. Because she got caught. And it seems to have worked on your husband because she's trained, brainwashed him that way. Stand your ground. She needs, at very least, a good, long time out. Do not let your husband or anyone sweep this under the rug because doing that would make everyone think it's perfectly okay for mother-in-law to hope you died.
Yeah.
For your daughters to lose their mom. That's sickening.
Sick.
I'd make that time out at least 6 months. Heck, make it for the rest of the year. So she loses out on the big holidays at the very least. What a vile fucking cow.
It's not possible to sweep this under the rug.
No.
No.
This and that saying do not go together.
I would feel so icky. I don't even after a year, I would just feel icky.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, anyone that wishes you would just be fine with you being dead. Like,
It's very strange.
let alone a
Tell your
relative
children.
like this. Yeah.
Very strange. Well, guess what, guys?
You have an update?
We have an update.
Whoa.
Update.
I feel like that's like the mailbox, or what is it in Blue's Clues?
Mail time,
mail time.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I just have crazy images in my head right now. Like, I have the mother-in-law, like, with the scream mask, with the knife, like,
Stop.
tapping on the glass. Like,
That's dark and scary.
Where
people
are you
are
right now?
fucking crazy.
They are.
You push someone like this that's already crazy enough to say, yeah, I kind of wished you were dead.
We don't have curtains on our windows yet either, and when we have the lights on at nighttime, someone could be plotting our demise.
It's just a light metal tap on glass.
Or the phone call. I know what you did last summer.
Did Sarah ever tell you guys about the guy that they called the like jizzler or something in her college?
No.
He would go up to like sorority houses and just houses in general, and they'd have like a window that was open or like a big
sliding.
door, sliding door or something. And when they'd be watching TV, he would touch himself until he all over the window. Yeah.
That's really gross.
Yeah. Very disturbing. But Sarah had that happen at one of their at their sorority house.
Oh, Ohio State. Stay safe out there, guys. Okay, update now. Well, you guys were right. I decided to talk to my husband and asked if he's upset that I decided that me and the girls go no contact with mother-in-law. He said he wasn't. He said he always knew mother-in-law wanted a daughter instead of him, and it brought back all of the bad memories of rejection and hurt he felt growing up as a kid by her.
Oh, shit.
I suggested therapy, and he's willing to go. We are also going to get therapy for our 6-year-old, as she now gets anxious if I'm not within her sight.
Oh.
My husband and I agreed that going no contact with mother-in-law is the best thing for our family. Our daughter's birthday is coming up,
Thank you.
and we have yet to tell mother-in-law she's no longer invited. Not looking forward to that. But that's the update. Thanks everyone for the lovely comments and support. I appreciate it.
Doesn't mother-in-law know she's not invited?
Right? She probably doesn't, honestly. But that's the last place she should be.
Isn't it interesting when people do shit like this? I mean, she loved the daughters so much that she liked the idea of being able to raise them herself. Yet, what does she do? She gets herself kicked out from having a relationship with them at all.
Yeah.
You idiot. Just, stop.
It's like that one thing when you, hold something you love too tight, you kill them, or you smother them.
It's the sand analogy. Like, if you hold sand in your hand delicately, it stays there. If you squeeze it, it goes through your fingers and falls out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess during the initial story, I was kind of building up this idea in my head that she just had such a hatred for her daughter-in-law, but now I'm kind of thinking that it was probably the fact of the situation where she is in the hospital, she's been in a car crash, and they don't really know the state of her, and then it dawns on this crazy woman
This is the perfect scenario for me.
that wait a minute,
There's my chance.
Mm-hmm.
instead of it being, oh, I've always wished you were dead,
Yeah.
which it's not
It
far
was a
off,
moment of opportunity.
I agree.
but it's not far off at the same time because of the lack of care.
Yeah.
Psychopath behavior.
It doesn't sound like a moment of hatred towards her. It sounds like an
Opportunist.
obsession towards the children instead. Specifically knowing that she also made her son feel rejected growing up because of the fact that
That's really sad.
yeah,
I've always wanted a daughter. I've always wanted a daughter. I've always wanted a daughter. Ignore the child you do have.
yeah.
So it's been time to go no contact for a while now, and this was the telltale sign.
Yeah. We have one final update. I didn't know this existed. Just clicked on OP's account overview to see if there's comments from OP.
She came to the birthday.
Update number 3. I didn't think I would be posting here again and thought my last date would be my last. But here we are. Mother-in-law has been arrested.
Oh, shit.
My husband's cousin found my post and knew it was me, and she reported it straight to mother-in-law. Yeah, we know it was you Who told her? Christina.
Fuck
Margaret told
Christina.
us all about it when she came over and screaming that we can't keep her daughters from her. Stop! She didn't even hesitate to drop your name and throw you under the bus. So much for loyalty, huh? You are not welcome in home anymore, and you are officially removed from Sam's birthday list and our lives. How about you show the whole family this post so they can see how two-faced you are? To the Reddit community, sorry about that, but mother-in-law has been arrested. She came to our house screaming we can't keep her daughters from her. Husband tried to calm her down and get her to leave. She wouldn't and attacked him. My husband had to restrain her, and I called the police. She fought them, but it got her nowhere except the back of their car. The woman is truly insane. My husband talked to the police because I had to calm down my daughters because they witnessed the whole thing.
Oh no.
My 6-year-old was hysterical about Granny being taken away. This is all just a big mess.
Wow. Fuck you,
Therapy.
Granny.
Time for
Wow.
therapy. Wow.
That poor little baby.
Oh,
Truly.
well, the thing is like, obviously at our age, this is all very traumatizing, but we can actually think through it more than you can at that age.
That age.
So therapy is essential so that this doesn't cause as big of an effect as it probably will
I
if
know.
she doesn't. But
It's a lot of trauma for a little one. And trauma changes your brain.
And I don't feel bad for the mother-in-law. It's just really sad.
It's overall.
It's just really sad
really
to see
sad.
someone who is a family member go to such lengths because they are so just affected by whatever and
Yeah.
whatever story they have in their head. But it just makes you sad. It's not like
does.
I don't feel like. I mean, it's also kind of funny she went to jail, but
So deserved.
it's just it's not like at the end of the story I don't feel like like a big
Satisfied.
win. It just all feels so sad.
I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest though, I actually think it's good that this happened because restraining orders can be difficult to get into place, and this gives a lot of good ammo
Yeah,
for them,
100%.
absolutely.
which could ultimately protect them in the future. I mean, who knows what, you were making comments, Justin, like with the scream mask. I don't think it would actually be that crazy, but like it is
Never
it
know.
is there there's a reason for them to be afraid of her. And so
Justified.
this reaction was able to get her name on a list where it would probably be easier to get a restraining order if something like this happens again.
Absolutely.
And keep them safe.
Crazy.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to steal the kids. And
That's what
like,
I was
moves
saying.
to Hawaii or
I
some shit.
literally said I would be scared
Yeah.
to go to her house and eat her food.
Exactly.
I would be scared she wasn't going to come and kidnap them. The minute that she said she thought of them as more of her daughters than her granddaughters, that's when I go red alert.
Same.
You're not safe.
That is-
You've proven yourself to be unhinged, untrustworthy, and a volatile, dangerous person.
I think it's incredibly disrespectful. That alone, even if that was the story,
Because
that
you're
she's with-
invalidating my bond with
That
my
could be the
kids.
story.
Yeah.
That could be the story in
just
its own.
like her calling them daughters in general is just enough to be absolutely not okay.
I know, it's kind of weird. And, like, I think there's, like, you can obviously tell with certain people when they mean it in a cute way. Like, where people are like,